Sorry. At AIC-CCRI-CD, we offer a range of facilities and services designed to accelerate the growth of innovative coffee related ventures. Our resources include state of the art laboratories, mentorship programs, funding opportunities, and access to industry experts. Today's session is part of our Market Access webinar series, which helps startups navigate market entry and sustainability challenges. Through this series, we also provide valuable insights into upcoming events, exhibitions, and capacity building programs. To deliver today's webinar, we have with us today Ms. Sheetal Jain, the founder of Leremit. With over 20 years of experience in the financial industry, Ms. Sheetal's career has been impressive from working in corporate lending and financial research to building and selling a successful data as a service platform for the industry at Probe 42. She also led sales at Sciencey Technologies, where she contributed to innovative financial solutions. As a passionate long distance runner, Ms. Sheetal knows the value of perseverance and determination. She now uses these qualities to help MSMEs overcome challenges in international trade. Through Layremit, her goal is to create a platform that supports small businesses, helping them grow and boost India's trade on the global stage. We are excited to have her share her insights with us today. I welcome you, ma'am, on behalf of Atal Incubation Center Coffee Board. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Vaishnavi. That was quite flattering, I must say that. So, just wanted to first get a sense of uh, the audience that we have today, Vaishnavi. Would love to understand how many of you are actually exporters and how many of you are wanting to be in getting into exports. So, first, how many are exporters? Can we raise the hands, please? Any of them who's actually an exporter today? No one. Okay. And any of you who wants to get into exports? So most of you are students, is that right? Yes, you can raise your hands. Otherwise, I will not get to know, uh, what information should I, from where should I start for you? So once I understand that, this is where you can switch on your cameras and talk. Otherwise, it would be very, very helpful to have a good, meaningful conversation and understand. It should not become that I came, I spoke for an hour, and I just went away without giving. You did not get any information out of it at all. We can change the style of webinar depending upon who the audience is. Would love to see you and hear from you. Anybody who would want to talk can unmute mute yourself. Vaishnavi, they can unmute yourself themselves, right?
Yes, ma'am, they can.
Yeah. So anybody who wants to unmute and talk about that, what are they wanting to get from this webinar? You're attending it for 1 hour, right? So would love to understand from you, Mr. Sharad TS. Do you want to talk about it? Don't want to talk about it, yeah, Mr. Daya
Uh,
Prahlad.
yeah, yes, madam. Sorry for not switching on the. Oh, that's the only reason. But looking forward to this because I'm a grower and just wanted to see what this export entailed, and that is the primary purpose of attending this, madam.
Got it. Okay. Anybody else, Mr. Ajish?
Ma'am, I'm new, ma'am. I would like to know about how to start exporting.
Hello.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I'm a coffee grower. Yeah, on this webinar, I can know about how about exporting. I need to export my. I need to know how to export my product, which I grow.
Understood. So most of you are who want to get into exports, right?
Yes.
Looks like
Yes.
most of you are
Yeah, I want
coffee
to get into
growers.
export. And recently, I had attended a cafe conceptor also.
Hmm.
I I'm looking for that part also.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. I mean that helps a lot to maneuver or talk a little bit more from your perspective. Um, so we are a software company. Uh, we wanted to set up this company to help in the processes that you face when you actually get into exports. So this is what the objective of the company was. I started this company 2 years ago uh, to support MSMEs to solve their problems when they are actually an exporter. So when you get become an exporter, so you will be today you want to be an exporter, as I understand, and you will see that while you get into exports, and once that stage happens, you have done one or two exports, or you've just starting to do one itself, you will be bombarded with a number of documentation of other challenges and issues and that happen today. So what we will do is I cannot help you with how do you start exports. So I will park that discussion for another round or some other time. How do you start export? How do you maybe AIC can set up another session. How do you start? But today we will talk a little bit about once you start exporter, how does the process work and what are the challenges that typically exporters face, because you will also face the similar problems once you have become an exporter. So it's better to be ready with that today and understand, because once when you start, you will ask the right questions from the person who's helping you start. You will ask the right questions from your bank, you will ask the right questions from your importer, and you will also ask the right questions from your freight forwarder or whoever is helping you export itself. You need to understand the end to end process. So which is what I'm going to talk a little bit about, that so that it helps you get ready for it as you reach that stage. Just to give, though Vaishnavi did speak about me, just to give you some amount of, some sense of who I am. And I've been in industry for over 25 years now. Have worked primarily into the financial sector and built products for the banks, which have actually helped the bankers look at MSMEs, whether from export perspective or domestic business perspective itself. So how that data is being viewed was what I worked with to build your loan analysis files, etc., is where my role was. And I started this company, as I said, 2 years ago, along with my two co-founders, to make sure that the exporter has a good experience when he exports. So what we are in that series, we have one of our product is payments, where we support the exporters bringing the payments into the country. We are an alternate to bank in terms of customer relationship. We work for the payments we bring on top of the banks, but we in term of customer, when you go to a bank, you tend to get lost. It's like you go to a hospital, big hospital, you are lost. And but when you go to a smaller clinic, you get good doctor, you get a good experience, you get a good service, and you are able to, you feel that somebody has heard you and taken care of your pain as well. So it's exactly the same thing. while we use the same machines which large hospitals use, but you don't have to navigate different departments to reach your doctor. What we do is we are like a clinic where you get all your problem statements solved in terms of your payments. That was our first solution that as a company we brought out. The second solution that we are launching now is a product called Laydoc. While we will talk about what is Laydoc, why, and as I said that we will talk little bit about how the process works, so that you will understand why Laydoc is coming in if it is coming in. Uh, so this is the slide which you will be. It will be of very interest to you. Can you see my screen, right? Anybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, we can.
So I'm sure yeah, you can. Great. So I'm sure since none of you is an exporter, I will take 5 minutes on this slide itself so that the concepts become very clear. And when you're talking to someone about the exports process, it will be very, very clear to you what happens in exports. So in the center in purple color, you see you are an exporter, right? And just keep on looking at the right side right now. Let's not look at the right left side.
Ma'am, the screen is not moving, ma'am. It's in the first slide where the globe is
Is
there.
it? Now, can you see process of trade documentation?
No, ma'am, it's still in the first slide.
Is it?
If you can
Okay.
stop sharing and then reshare, maybe we can see it.
Yeah, I will do that.
Yes.
I will do that. Can you see it now? Can you see the screen now?
Yes, ma'am, I can
Put it
see it.
in presentation mode, maybe, Sheetal. That way your left is not showing up. Right now it's on the.
It's on presentation mode now.
You
Ma'am,
probably
can I share it from my end?
Okay. Shall I send the screen to you? Shall I send
Ma'am,
you the
I
deck?
have the PPT. I will share it from my end.
No, not this one. You may not have it.
Okay, ma'am, you can share it by WhatsApp. I will share.
I will just do that. I've stopped sharing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
1 minute. Yeah, I've shared it with you, Vaishnavi. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Just open it from slide 2. Yeah, just go to second slide. Yeah. Now, can everybody see?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. So, just keep an eye on the right side right now. As I said, if you are an exporter and you have an importer, right? Naturally, that's when you become an exporter. So first thing that happens is that you receive a PO from an importer, right? And you start to, either you are growing your goods or you are kind of talking to your other players. Let's say if it is for the amount of coffee you have is lesser that is required, so you will procure, and then you will start your process of how do you go about exporting it. You will have your logistics. How many parties are involved in exports? You have your logistics player who will actually move it. So let's say you are from Coog or you are from Chikmagalur or Sakleshpur, wherever. So you have your logistics guy who will move it from your Coog to your freight forwarder, which is your port, and your CHA agent. You will have these two parties coming in, or they could all be combined into one. Then you have your customs coming in. Then on the right hand side, you have actually the goods get docked on the shipping line itself, and which is where the goods are shipped to the importer. Now, in this process, there are also, while it looks very simple, okay, it's just logistics, customs, and shipping line and nothing else, there are other players also come in. The other players, if you see on your left hand side, are insurance company, where you may need to take some insurances. You also have your DGFT or your export promotion councils, where you may need to require your certificate of origins from, and any kind of quality assurance certificate may be required as well from the labs, depending upon the product and who is your buyer. So if you just count, these are 6 to 7 parties. This is just to move your goods itself from you to your importer. And the papers that are being used is your commercial invoice, packing list, starting from your PO, which the importer started. Your PO was sent to you by your importer, basis which you have generated your commercial invoice, packing list. You are starting to get your insurance. You are starting to get your certificate of origin, your QA certificate. And once you have your commercial invoice and packing list, you start to speak to your freight forwarder, CHA, who will start to generate your shipping bill on the customs side, which is your iSkate. He will start to write your shipping bill on that. We will take you through shipping bill, etc., quickly as well. Then there is customs comes in, looks at the document, the shipping bill that got generated, customs clearance document gets generated. After that, the goods have moved to the bonded area of the shipping line, which is where it is now. It becomes the shipping line when they upload all your goods onto the liner. A bill of lading is generated, which is now the goods are on the seas to your. It could be airway as well, it could be the replica, but just here and there, it is called airway bill and not bill of lading. So the process pretty much remains the same. The goods are shipped to the importer. But by the way, the same process is done on the other side of the sea as well. There also you will have your customs, freight forwarder, logistics, and then importer. So it's the same process that moves there. Now, tell me, like, you have shipped the goods. Is the process complete? uh, no, process is not complete because you have not received the payment. Why are you in the business? Is to get payment, obviously. Now, till the time the payment comes in, the process is not complete. Now, the importer sends you the payment and it goes into your bank, or it comes via Laramid. Either ways, we will not talk about Laramid versus bank, but it is more about that the payment comes into your AD1 bank itself. Now, from your perspective, probably the process is complete, that okay, I am an exporter, I took all my papers and I have shipped my goods and I have received my payment in my bank. Now, is my process complete? Actually, in the eyes of the law, your process is still not complete. Your process is complete only when there are two more parties that I am introducing now. Is actually, we should talk about it in the next slide. Can you move to the next slide, Vaishnavi? Yeah. So I'm going to take the next part of your shipment is that where do we say that your process is complete? Your process is complete when the shipping bill that the customs have sent to your AD bank, the payment has come via the bank into your AD bank, has been closed by RBI into their system as well. So there are two more things that I'm introducing here is your EDPMS system and also your DGFT where you generate your BRC. So these are your systems. Unless these are closed and RBI says that yes, the payment has been received against the goods that you shipped out, it is not closed. You are given a time period of 9 months to close anything once you have started your shipment. That's when you've got 9 months to close any kind of order. So where does all these three parties are connected and how are they connected? Let's understand that. So iSkate is a platform which has been created by customs, which has all your data with respect to any kind of shipping bill that happens. EDPMS is a system by RBI which keeps a track on the payments that you are receiving through your AD1 bank. And DGFT is a platform which actually says that, okay, yes, you have closed all your payments and all your duty drawbacks are being provided to you basis that you have closed the shipment, and all of them are connected via AD1 bank itself, which is why your AD1 bank is very important. So once you are registered as an exporter, which means you have a IEC code. It's important that you have a IEC code, which is your exporter number. That IEC code is the most important number basis which you will go to one bank and say that they become your AD1 bank. What is AD1 bank to you? AD1 bank is nothing but the bank who takes the responsibility for your shipments, that they are the ones who are going to be the bridge between the iSkate and the RBI, making sure that the payments are received. The whole idea is that any goods that are going out of India, the payments against that are coming in, or anything that you are buying from anywhere outside, the payments against that are going in. To keep a stock of how much goods are going and how much payment is coming in is what is the closure in the three systems itself. And DGFT is obviously the regulatory body which takes care of, which makes sure that all the policies are being set up by them, and they are the ones who are responsible for your duty drawbacks as well, because all the schemes are listed under DGFT itself. Vaishnavi, next slide, please. I will take you through how the whole process works once, and then see where are the problems. So when you are sending a shipment, there is, as I said, there is a generation of shipping bill by customs at iSkate that gets uploaded into the EDPMS system, which is by RBI. Okay, so ADPMS is basically an RBI server, and this data moves to AD Bank as per the AD code used in the shipping bill. Any shipping bill carries your AD1 code, and that is where it in that bank now the data is lodged. The shipping bill talks about how much goods, that basically what is the HSN code and what is the kind of pricing that you have given, to whom have you sold, which country have you sold, all that is given in that. This ship export bill is lodged with the AD bank, who has to know that this is the shipment that has happened. And once the payment comes in, there is a number gets generated called IRM number, in your which is IRM number is generated in EDPMS system. Basically, the banker uploads that I have received a payment of X dollars for against this particular party, and there is an IRM which gets generated in EDPMS system basis that. And then there is a matching of the shipping bill and IRM in EDPMS system. Let's say $1,000 of yours have come in. Now $1,000 have come in, but EDPMS does not know against which shipping bill. So that's the knocking off that happens in the EDPMS system. And also, basis this, the base again the bank provides the IRM also to the DGFT portal, where you are supposed to now go, and customs sends the shipping bill data to your DGFT portal as well. Now there you need to manually go and verify and actually match shipping bills against the payments. That banker tells you payment has come in, and your iSkate portal pushes that, okay, this is the shipping bill that was open against which payments hadn't come in. So that matching an exporter needs to do. Earlier, this work was being done by the banker, but off late in the last year, all these three systems were actually segregated. IceGate was always segregate. However, your BRC and your EDPMS closure. You will hear these terms again and again and again and again. And none of your exports is complete unless you have actually closed it with with your RBI, and unless you have closed it at DGFT, it is not complete. So all this is your typical your process that happens. And as I was saying earlier, the banker used to close the EDPMS and also generate BRC for you. But this was creating a lot of issues with respect to delays in creation of BRC, and you had to go to the banker again and again, and it was putting a lot of load onto the banker as well. So, which is why this IRMs, so that an exporter can generate their BRC easily. Can you move to the next slide, please? So now what happened with this? So this is your paperwork. While I know you must be wondering that I don't have a importer itself, and why should I be looking at all this? Why should I be understanding all this? Because believe me, one day, the day you become an exporter, these problems, these issues will become real. And if you are ready for all of this, it will be easier for you. If you are aware of all this, you will be ready to tackle them in a much better way. Or I should say that you would be aligned in a much better way. So for example, in your parlance, if I say, if you know that this is the season of this pest, you will be ready to for your pesticides. You would have ordered them already, and you would be ready for them beforehand, rather than that they get all your plantation gets actually infested by that pest, and then you are hunting for it, and then you are finding out who should you go to, what is the right pest, etc. You would have already be ready for it. And what happens when you have this is the complicated process. Any questions still here before we go ahead? Any questions still here? No? All right. So what happens in now in this process is typically that while this jugglery you have to do, there are multiple paperworks. You saw that, you in the first slide itself, you saw that at least 10 to 12 documents were being generated itself, either by you or by different parties. Or by different parties, when I mean that they could be customs, they could be quality assurance, they could be insurance. There are multiple documents against one consignment itself being created. Now, how do you manage all these paperwork? How do you organize this? You are starting today. Let's say you start with one importer, but very soon you have 10 importers. you have one shipment today, but very quickly you have 15 to 20 shipments going out. So every shipment, every consignment is multiple document. Every consignment is at least 10 to 12 documents, and there are multiple to's and fro's against each document as well. It's not just somebody just created one document and that's it. Shipping bill itself goes through 2 or 3 times. And any kind of, with respect to processes, what are the challenges anybody faces is that, as I said, shipping bill goes through 2 or 3 iterations before it becomes the final iteration itself. Between you and your freight forwarder, there will be, either there will be an issue with respect to any number, any HSN code, any kind of duty drawbacks that are applicable, and it is your responsibility to give it a go ahead. Unless you know about it, that you are giving the go ahead on the shipping bill, it is not the ownership of your freight forwarder. While he will be preparing it for you, but ownership of giving a go ahead is on you. And he generally gives you 2 hours to go ahead and say, okay, yes, your shipping bill is okay. And your shipping bill is a multi-page document, by the way. In case any of you, I don't think so any of you would be in that category where there is advanced authorization licenses etc required. But in case there are, then that data management is another challenge. Any kind of leakage of customer or deal information, those are challenges of very different stage itself. So you want to keep your information to yourself when it comes to your either your employees or outside, right? You don't want that information to leak out, that who are you importing to and what are the price terms that you have negotiated with them. So these are, you want to keep them with yourself when it comes to processes. And compliance issue problems are, or I should say, the things that go on in your mind are multiple. It comes to EDPMS closure. If you don't close your EDPMS, you will start receiving the letters from RBI. BRC generations, you cannot claim your duty drawbacks unless you have your BRC generated. Any kind of DGFT query may come in any time of the year. If you have been exporting to any party for multiple years, so DGFT can send a query with respect to that party for that many years, and you have to have the paperwork trail for all those for all of them. And since whatever number of years you are dealing with them, you need to have all the documents in place itself. Any kind of RBI query that comes in, you need to have the data right there. Believe me, these problem nobody talks about. When you go to any exporter, when you go to anybody, when you want to start exports, they all nobody will tell you, or any webinar you actually go ahead and join, nobody will talk about these challenges for you. But these are day to day world challenges itself for the exporters. So has any of you interacted with any exporter who has talked about this? Has any of you heard about EDPMS BRC in the past, or is this the first time you are hearing about it? Anyone who wants to say anything?
First time, ma'am.
First time, ma'am.
Yeah. First time? Yeah, yeah. So these are, believe me, these are real-time challenges that happens because it's not domestic market that you are dealing with. This is the export market that you are dealing with. Uh, while most of the exporters are managing these problems, it's not that they are not doing it. They may be getting queries. It's now either you can say that you will go and buy your food from the, you can make your food in the kitchen, you can buy it from the restaurant, or you can Swiggy it. Either of the three things can be done, right? You can do either. So what have you done in each stage? First stage is you are doing it yourself, and a lot of exporters do it themselves, right? Or you can go to a restaurant, you can go to a exporter consultant who can sit down and start to help you with all these paperwork. That's second way of doing it. Third way is that, okay, I am going to Swiggy it, I am going to use technology. I'm going to use Swiggy in the term of that metaphor will be using technology, that I will use technology which will take care of all of this. I am not going to do it myself because I don't understand this end to end, and I will have a challenge doing it. While I can have a person who can help me, but I would not want to be the person doing it. Or I can go to a consultant. Yes, every time you go and you are being managed by a consultant or technology, because and where do we come in when you hear about all these things? Naturally, this session is going to connect all of you to the LADOC, which is what we started with. All these challenges can get uh, taken care of by using our product that we are launching, which is LADOC, which is what is LADOC. And Vaishnavi, can you move to the next slide, please? So LADOC is nothing but your document management platform, and it is not just a simple management platform. It's a platform which actually I should say, because it's AI enabled, it helps you manage all the issues that you typically see with respect to documentation coming up. It manages everything. All the problems that we spoke about can get addressed by just LADOC itself. So it has a cloud index storage, which is that all your documents are stored at one place itself. So that searching for you is a minute's job as compared to figuring it out where are your documents, or calling somebody and asking where are my documents. So all of them are at one place, and not just at one place, but all of them are indexed as well. Imagine again going back 10 to 12 documents per consignment itself. And I'm just giving you a very simple way of saying that it is 10 to 12 documents, because payments may come in two tranches, three tranches itself. Or there could be with your importer, there is to and fro correspondence going on, which are all your emails which you need to take care of, which are all your correspondence also required to be stored in your systems, that whenever there is a query from DGFT, you need to have those correspondences also with your in your consignment docket itself, because basis that the banker may need to make certain decisions. I'll give you an example, that you shipped goods worth $1,000, but the payment that has come in is only $950, because there was $50 he did not pay, because he said that there was a further price negotiation happened, or it could be anything that has happened, and the payment that has come in is much lesser. May not be $950, but let's say it's $800. Now the banker cannot knock this $200 off if there is no communication proof given to the banker. He cannot, because as per RBI, $1,000 goods worth went out, $1,000 worth payment is supposed to come in. So if he can knock off 5% or so, but not to the tune of $200, not to the tune of 20%, he cannot knock off. So how will this get closed? You will start to receive RBI queries. How will this happen? Now, how will this closed? Unless you are able to prove that my importer has reduced the price point, and these are the emails that has happened, which is why my invoice value has come down, which is what has happened. So all of this correspondence and all the to and fro with respect to your invoice is all stored at one place. And all this secure communication that is happening, right, is with your importer, with your banker, everything can potentially be at one place for you to search. Now, we also talked about a fear, a constant fear that my information will get leaked, right? And which happens, by the way, which is a reality when you start to get into. Even if you're into domestic market today, you will face those issues. But in exports, this is a reality that my employee left with my core information, and I'm not able to manage that. or somebody got to know that I had this shipment to be sold, and this is shipment to be sent, and somebody undercut me, and my importer is now receiving goods from somewhere else. So these are the real problems. So all this, the platform takes care of your secure sharing of your documents and your conversation and your communication at one single platform, so that no third party can have any kind of access to your communications and your documents. And you also share the documents that are required with any party for that much time duration as is required. You provide user access controls as you want. And we totally understand that your industry may be very, very different from engineering goods or chemicals or handicrafts. It may be very different from that. So this, our platform gives you industry specific workflows completely. We will understand your flow, and the product is actually given to you as per your requirement itself. As you grow, your need to get your data insights will grow, and so dashboard will give you the complete insights into the dashboard as well. And you will have all the audit trails, that who has seen your document at what time, what have they done. If you have not given any access rights to anyone to edit any of your document, they will not be able to edit your document. And any kind of audit, all the audit trails of the documents are available on the platform itself. The document it is AI enabled. We talked about multiple the shipping bill happening to and fro. So the product is able to help you with all the challenges that I put out. It is able to validate your shipping bills on its own. It is able to store your documents. It is able to store your communication. It is able to help you partner any of your documents or your communication through a secure channel itself. Vaishnavi, next slide, please. So this is how your world will look like. If you're an exporter, you have a clean dashboard, you have a complete new system, where all your documents with respect to any shipping, any consignment, are all stored consignment wise. They're all stored consignment wise, and you can share with your freight forwarder, with your banker, with your CHA, with your customs, with insurance platform itself. You can share it. If somebody wants to use the platform, they can always receive it by email as well. So all those possibilities are a platform. Next slide, please. Yeah, we have already spoken about this slide, so I'm not going to talk a bit more. So the platform, I'll leave 4 or 5 minutes for the questions here. Let's move to the next one. What is there on the next? Yeah, this is more about us. Who are we? As I said, that we are a cross-border platform which supports international trade end to end. We are barring because we assume that you're already an exporter, and after this, all of your issues with respect to payments, with respect to your compliances, and with respect to all your, I should say, the systems that are required to close all your compliances, is somewhere that we help with. That's what we do. Just the last slide, and then we will leave this for the Q&A. Yeah, we are three of us, and we are a VC-funded company based in Bangalore. That's what we do. Bring in oodles of experience when it comes to building products and supporting the businesses itself. Yeah. So I leave the last 4 or 5 minutes for questions. Anybody has any questions around this? But considering that you are not exporter today, but any of the process you want to understand, I'm happy to answer.
Ma'am, thank you for the session, ma'am. There was a point regarding business intelligence, like
Yeah.
what all information can we infer from that particular point, ma'am?
So Ashish, once all your data is in the platform, that all your shipment data is in the platform, so it will start to give intelligence like that how many consignments have you sent to which party, what is the price point at which you have been selling, what were your price points for earlier shipments. So that can be a graph as you grow. And how much duty drawback have you claimed. So, and what are the duty drawbacks that are applicable to you. So all that information can be fetched in that business insights itself. You can even get that, how much payments have you received. You will also be able to, so all this is part of your business intelligence.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Anyone else? So if any of you, once you start exports, or once you have one shipment out there, once you have one shipment ready to go out, it's better to start getting aligned from the very beginning itself. So our platform is not necessarily meant only for large exporters. When you start your paperwork itself, paperwork as in, when I say that, when you have just one shipment ready and you have started your consignment, which is your commercial invoice, or you've got a purchase order, I would recommend do look at LADOC once, because we don't charge anything from the first time exporters, etc. So you can start your consignment documents from the platform itself. So up to two shipment a month, we don't charge anything. So don't think that you are adding extra, any kind of extra cost. But from day one itself, your house will be clean. You will be ready for scale as well as you become exporters. So it will help you completely end to end align your process with respect to the compliances itself, so that you don't face issues of paper management, document management later on. So you can come back to us at any point in time and reach out to us. Our website is leramet.com, and you can reach out to us on our company page at any point in time.
May I know what is the MOQ you handle, minimum and maximum, and do we need to go through CHA separately, or you have in-house for this HSN code?
So we are just a software company, which where whatever information you will put will be provided there. So we don't put any information from our end. Okay, so the process remains yours. It is your backend that is being managed by the software. So your freight forwarder will be your freight forwarder. He's the one who's actually going to create your shipping bill. What we are going to do is, the information that is coming in will be validated. So it's the CHA who is an authorized agent for you to clear your goods. He is the one who will still do it. The platform will help you from the back end to digitize your entire process. Does that answer your question, Atreya?
Not really. Do you have a YouTube video which shows how is the entry process, enrollment, then probably uploading the product details and shipment, and retrieval online? Then
Yes, we can do a. Are you an existing exporter?
I mean, I am in a different commodity.
Which
We
commodity?
seafood.
Seafood. That's perfectly fine. It can be used for any kind of commodity. Why don't we set up a one-on-one demo for you?
Our quantities will be 20 FCL and mostly 20 to 40. So that is currently taken care. But some of I mean, our clients are also interested into coffee, but they won't go hand in hand because of the smell. Other issue. You know already. I mean, it can go good with spices and other commodities. So, and DGFT is also having some rules regarding in that Nehru lab. I mean, we are sending it from Kandla as well as from Chennai port, and also from I'm just working for a company where we look after QA and QC. So
Mm-hmm.
not end to end, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we get some queries uh, on the coffee because maybe their requirement is maybe some a small consignment like 2 tons or 4 tons, something like that.
So, Atra, if I understand, you come from a QA lab.
We do, yeah, not lab. I'm a product designer, but yeah, we do varieties of different work, mostly related to seafood. Uh, that's all.
Mostly related to seafood.
Uh,
Okay, can
and recently we started something on spices and ginger now. So, yeah,
can we set up a call with you where we can take you through exactly how the platform works?
sure, we can.
Yeah. Vaishnavi, there in the last slide, if you see the slide that you had showcased, the next slide has our contact details. Can you just put them up once again? Where is layconnect@laramie.com? They can take a picture of it.
Okay,
Yeah. Why don't you take a picture of this and just either call or send us an email, and we will set up a demo for you and showcase, and then we can talk further.
yeah. So one more thing, if they have any query from the lab, or probably if you see Navasheva port in Mumbai, we
Hmm.
recently got a query from Nehru, analytical labs stating that this is having a little quantity of this pesticide or a chemical this thing. That alert would come in your software, or what would how to connect the dots? Because
Ha.
CHA
Okay.
made some somewhat late query, then we had to get into a lot of trouble, and yeah, so all that happened from the freight forwarding company.
Perfect. Okay, Atre, I get where you're coming from. I suggest we set up a different call so that all your parties are on one platform and all of them are dated, that there is a date coming in and there is a timestamp coming in. At this point in time, you got a mail back. At this point in time, you got your message back from your CHA. So there is a delay. So I completely hear you. So let's set up a separate call where we can take you through the platform, how it helps, and we'll understand your process also.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, send us a mail and you can refer to this webinar, and so that I'll also be part of this call and that particular call with you, and we can take it up from there.
Okay. But in specifically, as in coffee, are you doing any with any business
No,
with any?
we are not specific to coffee, Yatra. This is our platform is can be used by any exporter. Currently exporter, but eventually any importer as well. So it can be used whether your workflow may be different when it comes to if you are coming from different industries, but any exporter can use the platform today. It's
Okay,
nothing to do with coffee only. It's just that this webinar is happening with AIC, who have invited more coffee players, but it can be any exporter. So we do these events with different EPCs as well, because it's a industry agnostic product.
and do you have any port specificity?
No, 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 nothing at all. You could be dealing with any port, anything. It's more to do with documents that are coming in and managing your audit trails with respect to that documents. Because these are the queries that come to you later on, right? Any kind of queries that come to the exporter is with respect to the document and the delays. So all of that gets time stamped with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
In one segment, one thing it has got into the demaurages section as well. So we have to again get it back and all that. That is a, what is the headache. So yeah,
Yeah, let's understand your process a bit more
yeah,
in
yeah.
detail, and then take it up from there.
Sure, sure. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Atreya. Anyone else? All right then. Thank you so much, and thank you, Vaishnavi, for inviting the team members. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, ma'am. Assuming there are no further questions, now we'll proceed with the vote of thanks.
Yeah. Please
Good
go
afternoon,
ahead.
everyone. I'm Anirban. I'm from AIC Coffee Board. I would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to Ms. Sheetal Jain, the founder of Leremit, for her insightful session on market access webinar series. On behalf of AIC-CCRI, we appreciate your expertise and enthusiasm on the topic of your expertise. Your valuable contribution are greatly appreciated, and we look forward to future collaboration. A special thanks to all the participants for your active engagement and insightful questions. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
You. Bye.
Uh,